وعلى رسوله الأمين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Islam illuminates the era of artificial intelligence. Welcome to the second day of the 27th Profcon. Today we're going to be discussing things that are extremely important pertaining to the current technological revolution that we are going through. We are living in the age of artificial intelligence. We are living in the age of advancement. We are living in the age of development. And when we look back into the history of modern science, we are often told that modern science started during the age of industrial revolution. Albert Einstein and Isaac Newton, Galileo Galilei and Kepler, these were the people who contributed towards science. But in reality, if we look into the history of science, we very clearly see that Muslim scholars, Muslim theologians, Muslim innovators, Muslim inventions were actually the ones who actually contributed to the development of science. But very sadly, this history is actually ignored. It is rejected. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. It is time we reclaim this history. As Dr. Jim al-Khalili says in his book, How Islam Saved the Western Science, he very clearly says that the Western civilization, the current technological advancements in the United States of America, the United Kingdom and all the countries wouldn't happen if it weren't for the Muslim scholars. We need to look back into history. We need to learn about the history of Al-Farabi and Al-Khawarizmi. We need to look back into history and we need to reclaim our identity. That is what we're going to be doing. In the first session, inshallah, we are going to look back into history and we're going to learn about these great thinkers, these great revolutionary inventors and discoverers. Today we are starting with the first session titled From AI Khawarizmi to Artificial Intelligence, Arena for Recalling Legacy. We are having a beautiful panel of guests. I would like to read their names. Shaz Bulikal, Mushir Kakar, Nihal Adawana, Irfan Mohammed, Nishad Rahman, Nishad Ahmed, Adil bin Sharif, Anas Madani, Aman Ahsan, Rabih Changrakulam, Nasif Nallur, Suhail Kalleri, Shafiq Salahi, Sahid Wanimil, and Ajmal Alakura. We're having a beautiful panel of guests, inshallah. We're going to learn a lot from them. I hope you guys are all ready. We're going to kick off the Profcon with this session. I hope you're all ready for it, inshallah. Let's begin with the first session. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Aristotle famously wrote, "The more you know, the more you realize you don't know." It's a very interesting phrase. It is usually those who know very little that tend to believe that they know everything. Now, one such absolute legend who makes us realize how little we know was Abdulla Mohammed Al Bathani, one of the greatest astronomers the world has ever seen. He was often referred to as the Ptolemy of the Arabs. The scientific endeavors of Al Bathani are countless and exceptional. Let's look into a few of them. There was a time when people were trying to figure out how long a year actually is. Keep in mind, this is well before all the scientific tools and equipment that we have today. So, to find out how long a year basically is entails to see the amount of time taken for the Earth to revolve around the Sun and come back to its position. Al Bathani accurately calculated this to be 365 days, 5 hours, 46 minutes and 26 seconds, which is just 2 minutes and 22 seconds away from the accurate calculation we know today. That is insanely accurate. Now, we all know seasons change, yeah? And this change in seasons are primarily due to the variation in the distance between the Earth and the Sun throughout the year. Al Bathani was one of the first to observe this variation throughout the year. He was so great that some of his works were more accurate than that of Copernicus. And Copernicus himself based several of his works on Al Bathani's text. Hope you guys know who Copernicus was. He was the man behind the Copernican paradigm shift of 1543, which shifted man's perspective from the Earth as the center of the universe to the Earth revolving around the Sun, which is mentioned in the Quran 1400 years ago. Trigonometry is one such field where the Arabs have had an immense contribution. The concepts of trigonometry were developed throughout the ages by Egyptians, Indians, Chinese, and the Arabs. Al Bathani was the first to discover the reciprocal functions of sine and cos, which you guys know is sec and cosec, and formed the first table of 1 to 90 degrees for sec and cosec. It is people like Al Bathani that show us, the Muslim youth, the importance of chasing knowledge. I would like to conclude my session with what I just started with. Aristotle once said, "The more you know, the more you realize you don't know." Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.